Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, that's good. You know, biggest joke about this talk is that it's named like senior managers are senior liars. But did I lie to you with the name of the talk? So now something completely different. Hi, my name is Kot. I don't like the word spent, but I am in tech for last 18 years. I'm Google developer expert, vice president of engineering for Rarible. We're hiring, but I cannot say it from the stage, but we're hiring. And last year I got my psychology education, so today maybe you will hear something like psychological. But this talk is not about myself. It's about gods and about the time when long journeys begin and end. But you know the funny story about gods, like ancient myths, gods, right? Zeus, Poseidon, and others, they eternal deities, they immortal, but they do all the things that normal people do. They fight, they cheat, Zeus is like, I don't know, he does everything to go to someone's bedroom. And I always was thinking, hey, do we have same thing in tech? You know, all these stories about CTOs, CEOs, and Google and Microsoft, big companies, big names, are they just normal people? Or maybe some immortal deities unknowing? I don't know, let's see. So let's talk about heroes, right? In all other talks, you will hear about heroes. You know, they keep the whole infrastructure, the whole production environment on their shoulders. And this picture is historically accurate because usually your production is ugly and smells like a pig. But our hero today is not like that. Maybe in 20 years, he will become someone like this, like mighty warrior. But now it's just Odi. He started his journey in management world. He just accepted his first offer for a management position. Any managers here? Wow, quite a lot. So maybe after this talk, you will make some life decisions. Maybe not, I don't know. So one day, Odi agreed to manage his office and became a manager, and he was full of hopes. He thought that senior managers are like gods, right? They building infrastructures, they're building products, they're building everything. But in 20 years, he realized that maybe management is a bit harder than he thought. He ended up something like this. So, but yeah, I see your faces in the first row, like, why do we need it? I'm not a manager, right? I don't want to be a manager. What's the point for me to sit here? First of all, you don't have no other choice, because there are no other talks. Thank you very much for coming to my talk. And the answer is capers. Who likes capers? Wow. When I was a kid, I thought that capers is the best food in the world. I never tried them, because in my city, where in winter it's like -30, capers, for some strange reason, they don't grow. But I thought that this is the most delicious thing in the world, because on television and somewhere like in magazines, people were eating them one small piece, and it was like delicious. But when I tried it after 15 years or so, it turns out that it's shit. Sorry for everybody that loves capers, I don't like them. And the management is the same stuff, right? You never know. How do you know that it's good until you tried it? Or someone will tell you about the management. So that's the first reason. Second reason is that it's terra incognita. So we hear a lot of talks, everything about engineering. We know how to do engineering, courses, everything around that. But how it goes with the management? Have you seen any like director or VP of engineering courses or YouTube videos from some guys saying like, hello, I would tell you how to be a CTO? Not so much. So it is there, but not so many things. And last but not least, top 5 weird questions on interviews. First question, it's, okay, this presentation made with JavaScript, so please, sorry. Sometimes it's, and I need to press this button, and CSS. And as you can see, I'm not so good in JavaScript and CSS, so why did you choose our company? I mean, come on, guys, you called me. It's not like this. What are your weaknesses? You know the right answer to what is my weaknesses. You can say, I love my job. I don't love my family as much as I love my job. I spend 24 hours, and the interview will be like, oh my God, this is the best candidate we ever had. Why are manhole covers round? Anyone got this question on interview? No? Do you know why they are round? Because why not? I mean, what's the stupid question? I mean, come on. Will this compile? I mean, what the fuck? I'm not a compiler. Just open your browser or whatever, and C++ or some weird stuff and do. And the last stupid question on interview is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? It is stupid because no one prepared for the answer. So if they ask you, where do you see yourself in 5 years? You say, in your chair. It's like, shut up, shut up. It is a stupid question, but it's not, because it actually shows you about your awareness. And this guy, small guy without head, in Greek mythology, it's called akephaloi. So it's like headless person, because Greeks, they thought that your brain or your thoughts, your soul is in your stomach, which makes sense. So basically you can live without head, which happens with managers. So if you cut manager's head, for 3 hours, he will be still doing meetings and other stuff. Yeah, and presentations. So, yes, awareness. And the thing is that, unfortunately, the awareness, self-consciousness, self-awareness, all these words. So a little bit of psychology. The thing is that our nervous system, which regulates level of attention, is actually do everything to not keep you, so your attention not on the full level. Because information from your other parts, nervous system, peripheral nervous system, central nervous system, there are so much information from this system, from your eyes, from your ears, that if you keep attention, your full attention to it, your brain will overheat, and that's it. Same with a CPU or your computer. So our nervous system do whatever it needs to keep your attention, keep your awareness, keep your consciousness on really low level. Because evolutionary, our brain is made to be smarter than a monkey, but not so smart to not to spend all the resources, because brain is really, really, really consuming. And what does it mean? Like, first of all, it means that somewhere in the middle of the night, your brain like sleeping, yes. Remember that interview 3 years ago? Like when someone asks you, what do you see yourself in 5 years? And like, I don't know. It's the first thing. And the second thing is that it means that we are, our brains, our consciousness, we always do some things not to think. So for example, all these TikToks, YouTube, all the attention seekers, they work in the same way. You think that you're thinking, but actually it's not, because it's really hard to keep your attention. And you may ask, okay, Kot, so what's the point? I mean, how it's related to management and other stuff. And my point is that we are, as highly demanded IT people, we don't think about our career, we don't think about our goals. Maybe, okay, so if you imagine your career like this, it's like time, it goes like that, hopefully, fingers crossed. I believe in you, so. But actually there is one point. As a junior developer, or juniors, you just started your career, you know exactly what you want. You know exactly that I will be a senior Java developer, I will be a senior JavaScript developer, I want to work in Google, whatever. But after some point, when you are already like middle, maybe senior developers, because the market right now, still, now it's not like 5 years ago, but still market in the condition when if you are senior enough, you will have no problem finding a job. And my point is that at some point in our career, we lose traction. We like doing just, okay, I have this offer or that offer, and I don't care that much choosing the right way. And the problem is that our journey can begin as a small journey, as maybe just a team lead or some manager, but it can end up in some weird shape. So managers, Is it good or not? And let's talk about creation of the world, right? Shall we?
Why not?
Why not? I mean, let's begin from the beginning. In the beginning, it was super dark, but gods didn't like it because I mean it's super dark. You can punch your knee and other stuff, and they created light. But it was really empty, and they created some planets like alien ships and other stuff. But it still was pretty empty. And they created sun. I mean, why not? And they created some Earth, and if you're not a flat Earth believer, I mean, what do you do? They created humankind, and everybody was the same. Everybody was equal, and it was ideal startup, right? Everybody is the same. Everybody is equal. We have one goal: to survive, to live there, and yeah, it was cool. But big problem. People were not equal. Look, it's 3 pixels, right? They're not equal. I checked in Photoshop, so they're not equal. And that's the one part of the problem. And the second part of the problem, it's like this. Anyone knows this game, right? Yeah. The problem is in the resources. You know, when you work without holidays, without weekends, you work extra hours for 2 months, and your manager comes to you saying like, hey, I have an offer to you. You can get experience or experience. And with that experience, you can buy precious skill not to work with assholes. But actually resources, yeah. I mean, pile of gold, all business in the world, they all do everything for resources, right? So we need to somehow make them equal or not. So maybe top managers should get more resources, maybe not. And when you have not equal people, skills different and other stuff, you have a hierarchy, right? In the ideal world, ideal scenario, you have CEO, guy who have money and vision of the product. And they come to devs saying, hey, we need to create Uber killer, or we will create next Google, right? But the problem here, I mean, it can work, right? But the problem is that if you want to scale this organization, you get more devs, 10 people, 20 people, and CEO just cannot scale it. And the problem is that devs, they speak in JavaScript or some strange language, and the CEO speaks in strange language like MRR, ARR, revenue goals, and other stuff, and they don't understand each other. And we need CTO or some like technical person. Then it grows. We have more and more and more and more. And by the way, in reality, it doesn't look like it. Usually, by historical reasons, we have something like this. And everybody was like, what the fuck? We build a strange organization. And yeah, we need top managers to manage all this stuff, right? So let's talk about top managers and what's the difference between managers and the top managers and like managers. So it looks like we need managers. So thesaurus. Usually we answer 2 questions, what and how in our career. Juniors, they usually don't answer any questions because they just starting the career. Then grow into middle, senior, we know how to do things. We know something about what to do. In the technical way, yes. In the business way, maybe not always. When we grow in the management career, like maybe architect or staff engineer, principal, whatever, they know all the things on how. But when we grow as a managers, we slowly start to losing this how. And top managers, they don't know how because they have a vision, they have a strategy, they have all this stuff, but they know what to do. Okay. And usually they come to the dev saying, hey, let's build new Google or maybe Airbnb or something. And you smart guys, you just manage how to do it, right? Yeah, and they'll be like, oh, no, I don't know. So looks like top managers, they have less more above than below. I actually read that phrase and I was like, what? What was that about, Les? So I mean, it's like usually top managers, they -1 level from the top of the organization. When I was working in Dell Corporation for quite a long time, and it was funny because I was a manager there, and judging by the levels to the Michael Dell, the CEO of organization, it was 15 levels to the CEO. And I was like, oh, okay, it's a big career ladder to climb. Yeah, I need to work harder. They have personal domain, right? Usually top managers, VP of engineering, director of something, they have personal domain, which is like a black box for other organization. They can do, they benefit from the business, obviously, because what's the point? I mean, who lives just for salary? I mean, right? Right? Yeah, and they can do whatever they want. I mean, not whatever they want, but still. So, like wrapping up this long introduction, so looks like it's cool to be a manager because they get most of the resources, they can do whatever they want, and they are on top of the hierarchy, right? Definitely. Yes, definitely. Everybody, there are smart people here, right? You'll be like, oh, come on. Yeah. It's cool. Yes, there is a big lie about management. There is a wonderful book, 100+ Management Models, by von Strom-Pernars. Who knows this book? We discussed with someone yesterday, I believe. So really cool book. If you want to grow as a manager, there are many cool things. In that book, Fons was discussing Henry Mintzberg. Henry Mintzberg is a big name in management. He's still alive. He's quite old now. He's a professor in Canadian Management University. Really long history of his books. He's really smart. And back in the 70s, I believe, there was some conception that top management, they're like generals. They like really, I don't know, Alexander the Great. They send troops. They have like in not World of Warcraft, how it's called, Warcraft. When you're like, okay, we need 20 more gold, you send your orcs or whatever, and they collect your gold. But Henry Mintzberg did a research about top managers, and turns out that top managers spend the lion's share of their time not developing grand plans, moving their troops back and forth, pondering maneuvers and tactics. But Mintzberg was convinced that shining generalship is a myth, is a big lie, because reality is a feverish improvisation. Top managers, almost constantly answering phone calls. Now it will be Zoom calls or whatever, and urgent meetings trying to minimize the amount of the damage. So they always in the mode as is on fire. That's a big lie, because if you think that in the huge organizations, it's not like this, not like 100% of this, but still there are plenty of things. Story with the OpenAI, for example. They'll be like, oh, okay, I'm CEO of OpenAI, it's cool. Tomorrow you come to work and they say that you're fired, and then the whole organization is falling apart and people falling apart, and Satya from Microsoft saying, hey, you're welcome. Doesn't look like a big plan, right? Not a smart move, I would say. So Henry Mintzberg, super cool guy. I recommend you to read his books. Back in the days, back in his age, they said that managers need only education. You get your MBA or any other courses, and you are BAM, you are a good manager. You can manage whatever you want. You can manage factories, you can manage startups, you can manage, I don't know, pig's farm is the same as a startup. And you can do whatever you want. But Henry Mintzberg said, no, we need 3 things. Good manager need 3 things. And it's true not only for managers, it's true for everybody. You need education, yes. You need skills, and you need experience. And okay, Audi actually in the beginning thought that good management comes from the books. You can read 10, 5, 50 books, and that's it. It works, right? No. Turns out that reality is kind of not like in the books, because in the books it said, you just plan your sprint, you just plan many sprints, you plan your quarter, then you plan your half a quarter, you plan your year, and that's it. Plans, they always work, right? Nothing can happen. So it turns out, no, only books is not enough. You need something else. But okay, experience. Can you become a good manager just by waiting long enough? Well, you can. And when I was working in the organization, 100K people, 15 layers to Michael Dell, yeah, I could work there 20 years, will I become a good manager? I'm here, I'm not in Dell Corporation. So, I mean, thank you very much for this journey, but yeah, big corporations. You can cheat. You can use warp engine. And you can go to startup where 1 year equals 5 years in the corporation. Or you can experience so many fuck-ups in 1 minute that you never experience in any other companies. But it looks like this. Do you remember this game when you have to press buttons with the speed of light and bam, in the middle of nowhere there is the stone thing? Anyone remember this game? It's a Battletoads and Double Dragon it's the classic thing. So anyways, it was super hard when you are like 8 years old, and now it's even harder because your reflexes is not the same. So yeah, and the thing with experience is that usually it goes like this. So there is one guy, Gerley, really good articles about management, and I totally agree with him. So usually our career, and again, it's not only about management. It looks like this. You are on the some level, you got promoted, you work hard, then you get your new job because you already reached everything that you can. And then it's kind of like the promotion because in your new job, you slightly lower. Then you get new promotion, new job, and yada, yada, yada. So it works like this. So with experience, yes, you can be a good manager, but the problem is that most of the managers, frankly speaking, and who has a diary of reflections on your career? Like ish. So again, same Henry Mintzberg talking about the management, he said that in this tactic, so you're always constantly trying to work with the fire, you get new fire, you get new problems, then you solve these problems. And if you not reflect, you tend to go in a loop and you solve same problems over and over and over again. And because our brain works like this, we're tactical people, we're tactical creatures. We don't think about big picture because when you climb a tree to the fruit, you don't think about big picture, like what happens with me in 10 years. So, and that's a normal thing. And what about the last one, skills? Problem with skills. I met a lot of people, really skilled people, and skills, it's something that you can get from just because you was born. And people not equal in that manner. Someone born with can deliver presentation like this easily. Someone struggles with them because they're more introverted and other stuff. Also, our parents and our childhood is also form you in that way. And also there are skills that you can gain just by learning, the so-called soft skills. So is it enough just to have skills? Unfortunately, I've seen many ways where people climb the corporate ladder and climbing using others because they have precious skills. And what's the best skill for how it's called, a politician? To be a psychopath. Because, you can do this thing, and most of the politicians, they have strange empathy, because if you're a politician, you don't think about individual people, you think about like the whole population, you think about many things, and that's the problem. And big deal with that is that if you have organization who works with the people, who is really skilled, maybe, but a little bit less empathic, this organization turns into assholes distillery. So the most badass, the most assholes goes on top. And unfortunately it happens. So it's not only skills that you can imagine for a manager, right? It's like total ownership and other stuff. It's also empathy and thinking about people. And there is one problem with skills, is that there is another book about Marshall Goldsmith, What Got You Here Won't Get You There. And Marshall Goldsmith spent 25-ish years working with the top managers, working with CEOs, CTOs founders, and other people. And turns out that if we return back to this, you climb the corporate ladder, you have your skills. For example, you are really smart and really straight to the point. You can go to the team review saying, this is bullshit, just stop doing this crap. And yeah, maybe it works. It got you to some point in the hierarchy, but at some point, somewhere there, turns out that your skills is not enough. You have to change. Same happens with if you are a really good developer. It happens all the time. You're a really good developer, you're super smart, yeah, you're JavaScript, you can do JavaScript like a god. But at some point, your boss comes to you saying, hey, you know, you're a really good guy, right? You can do this JavaScript stuff. You will be a manager. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't have skills. And you're like, yeah, come on, it's the same. And open your console and like debug people or whatever. But turns out that, yeah, in some point of your career, and this is a really good book, Developing Your Career, your skills, you need to change because you are on top. You cannot do same things you was doing previously. And actually, it turns out that it's hard to be a good manager. It's even harder to be a good senior manager because you need skills, experience. And the big lie is that senior equals good. If you think that senior manager is doing nothing, you know, like maybe from time to time sending troops, it's not true. It's a big lie. And you need some skills. You need some skills to develop yourself. And these skills are not only true for managers or senior managers. But let me just introduce you to the world of skills required to be a good manager, good person. If you Google skills, you will see a lot of pictures like this, like flexibility, delegation, motivation. It's really complicated because it turns out, if you ask me, okay, what is the best dish in the world? I would say, I have no idea. If you ask me what skills are required to be a good manager, all of this, like, I don't know, organization, coaching, mentoring, direct communication, motivation, conflict resolution skills. But there are 3 skills that are essential and crucial, and they are not here. So, yeah, top 10 product manager skills. I like this. Where is that? Top 10 manager skills, Microsoft Office skills. Yeah, I mean, come on. You know, to open Teams, Microsoft Teams, and log in there, you need some serious skills. So yeah. So there is one model about the skills. It's Robert Katz's skills. I'm kind of agree with that. So when you're first line management, so like engineering manager level 1 or team lead or tech lead even, you need a lot of technical skills. You need, so human skills are constant, so they are the same. And you need a bit of conceptual skills. And the conceptual skill is the most vague term. What does it mean? So conceptual skills is the skill, as I said, to seeing big picture, to seeing something that is hidden, because at that level, if you're a top manager, your competitors doing the same. They have better team, they have more money, and to conceptualize your success, to understand, okay, why we're here, how we go there. It's a big skill, and many managers fail in that because they still keep the technical skills and they don't use conceptual skills. So top 3 things you need to do as a manager. So first of them is strategy versus tactic. Many people think that, okay, I need only strategy or I need only tactical moves. But the problem is that, okay, if we have top manager who's really extremely good in tactical skills, maybe this person was a developer for years, maybe even JavaScript developer. Sorry, I was a JavaScript developer. So what if this person, and doesn't matter, is a top manager or just a manager, if this person really skilled in tactical approach, right? Usually it turns to be seagull management. Do you know seagull management? Yeah. Fly in shit and fly out, like a seagull management. And it's, as you can understand, it's not good for the organization, right? So when I was in some of my previous companies, I was in a situation when like CEO founder of the company who needs to think about budgets and all this stuff was coming to the team saying, okay, I will develop this feature. And he was developing this feature, and investors were calling him, and he was like, no, stop, I'm doing JavaScript. So yeah, seagull management. What if you have only strategic skills? What if you think about big picture? You're like, okay, I'm here on top of it. Organization works like that, and I don't care because like it's strategy. We need to compete with Google. We will beat them, even though we have 3 people in the team. But still, strategy. Usually it comes to the organizational gap. When top management do some top management stuff, and people in the teams, they have no idea how it's connected. They do some stuff, and somewhere in the middle of the year, turns out the team does something completely different, and it's not connected to strategy. Have you ever been in the like all hats or big meeting when top management presents like top management top goals, and you sit there as a developer like, what the fuck? How it's connected to my JavaScript code? It's not connected at all. We're just doing some things. And after that, it happens that managers blame the team for screwing up deadlines. Yeah, it's a true picture. Yeah. And the problem with the strategy versus tactic, right? What to choose? You need both. It's like a multi-track drifting. Like in this picture, you need both, because here's the team, there is the investors, and sorry, but yeah. Second is obviously stress tolerance. And again, how you can screw up this thing. First of all, you can sit in the middle of the fire, or you are fire and this is all bugs around. And you can say, it's okay, it will be okay. Even though the whole organization burns and falls apart, I'm like, it's okay. I was in the same situation when, I don't know, for some reason I was really relaxed and calm, but it was a wrong time and we lost our company because, I mean, like, why to worry? But the big problem is there is other side of this coin. There are people who are like, we need to work 24 hours. We need to work all the day because stress is so. And they have a lot of coffee. In my first job, my boss was drinking. I was like 20 cups a day or so, and he was smoking like a train. And his mustache was yellow because of the nicotine and the caffeine. He was true programmer, I mean, super good, competing with stress. And there is another book. I personally don't like books that much, as you can tell, but other book called Fuck It. So it's actually about, I mean, it literally means what it says. Sometimes you need to say, okay, as a manager, I have 20 priorities. As a manager, I have 50 backlog items. I have a lot of things. I need to give up on something. Because if you try to do all the stuff, it will fall apart. So, and the biggest problem with that, you need to have a sense where you can say, okay, fuck it, I will not do it. On the other things, you should say, okay, this is first priority and I need to work on that. And that's really complicated. And that's one of the beauties, the art of the management. And awareness. I told you about awareness many times. And I believe that this is one of the crucial, self-awareness, self-consciousness. Because again, if we imagine your career, hopefully it looks like that. Like you go to a new job, you start from the beginning, then new job. Sometimes it looks like this, really cool. Sometimes it looks like this. Sorry, it happens, I mean. But usually there are 2 points in our career, 2 main things that you can think. First of all, as I said, is awareness point. We go here, we are junior developers, so we're just starting the career, we know exactly what we want. We know exactly where we want to be. Our journey starts there. Or, for example, we want to be a manager. But then we grow somehow, somewhere it happens. I don't know, some recruitment person calls you and like, do you want to be a manager? You'll be like, yeah, why not? And then you come to the point of no return. After that, you have no other choices just to live in the barrel, because like sometimes it happens that you are not there where you wanted to be. So let me just maybe summarize what I said. And the main idea wasn't for me to scare you away from management or to say that all senior managers do nothing or they don't know what to do. The main point of my presentation is that you are on a journey. And this is not a simple journey. This is a journey of your life. So I wish you that in each point of your career, each point in your life, you can answer this simple, stupid question: where do I see myself in the 5 years? So I wish you good luck and have a best day, best career in your life. Thank you very much, and that's it. And I have chicken. I mean, I have a Twitter, X, or whatever how it's called.
So, anyone has a question?
But you need to digest all these things. Yeah.
Who want to talk about your way in career?
Free coaching sessions.
Okay, simple question. Where do you see yourself after 5 hours?
Oh my God, oh my God. Looks like you put me in the minute of existential crisis. Well, the thing is that probably it's some founder or something like this, because it's interesting. I was a founder. My startup failed miserably, and it was a disaster. So maybe now I have time for another one. We'll see. I don't know.
Oh, Sim?
Hey, whenever you will decide to go ahead with your startup, just give me a call. And I have a question. In the first part of your talk, you basically described this usual structure of organizations: CEO, developers in the bottom, and there was this perceived necessity in the management in the middle. What do you think about the structures, like holacratic structures, which were implemented in many organizations, like some of them successful, some of them big names like Zappos, Netflix?
Yeah.
Maybe this perceived necessity of middle management is just a lie. Sorry for all people on that side.
No, it's like managers are all liars. I mean, and I got your point. The problem is that, and now I work in startup and I feel this pain, is that this hierarchy is the most natural stuff, and it's most fault tolerant to the quality of the people. To have a holacracy or any other self-managed systems, you need to be really good in hiring and hire really good people who can self-manage, who can do all the stuff without managers. That is good. But most of the times, when you hire someone and when you get your team, it's a compromise between what you want and what you can get, because usually you don't have unlimited money, or you don't have, the market is just, it's really hard to find good people. So if you get cool team, just stick to it, and it can work without middle managers. I mean, hackathons, right? We don't need managers for hackathon, because everybody do the same stuff and you can deliver. And this is the perfect example of this kind of like holacracy or others. But yeah, in the real world, even in like, it's not me. Even in Netflix and other big organizations, it's not holacracy. It's still some management. So yeah, if it works for you, it works. If you can hire good people, it's good. But most of the time it's compromise between, okay, this is the real world, what I can and who I can hire. Yeah, so it works. It depends, you know. The best answer always, it depends. It depends.
Okay, anyone else?
Yeah. I can play some music, you know. It's like a bit of silence.
Thanks for the talk. So you had an example where Psycho was climbing career ladder by like staying at other people's heads. So the question is how not to find yourself in a situation when you are one of those heads.
Yeah.
Like, is it like how to find an organization when you will not be one of those who is suffering because there are psychos around?
Well, I would say the good, again, it depends, obviously. And the same answer with the previous one. So you're choosing your career path and you want to be like here, you want to be in the best organization in the world, but there are no best organizations in the world. It is always compromise. So you get your compromise between where you want to be and where you can be, given the circumstances, given the market and other stuff. And I would say the biggest advice before you go into any organization or to grow anywhere is just to have your principles. Okay, I never want to do this thing, or I never want to be here, or in the opposite, I want to be. I don't know. I don't like project management. I don't want to work with Jira or other stuff. I want to help people and work with that. Okay, stand on this ground, and then you will get some compass, like where to be. So I understand this is a bit not concrete answer, yeah. But again, this climbing up the corporate ladder, just using other people as a resource. If you have moral principles not to do that, you will not do it, right? If you don't have it, I mean, you can do it. Why not? I mean, it happens. Yeah.
So thank you for your questions, and let's say thank you to Evgeny for great presentation.
Thank you.